Hello! So, as per request of one of the subscribers, he wanted me to do the video about how to fly the planes. Okay, so what I did, I've made uh, every plane you can get on the map, just one piece of each, and I'm gonna show you, well, how to play with it. So obviously you need to make sure you read the description of the plane, what what they made for, right? So it's a bomber, so for example, heavy bomber armed with bombs and rockets, optimized against base defense, good against bases. And as you can see, the firepower is 190 to 47,500, where the 190 will be against, let's say, troops, and 47,000 will be against bases. Now, from the experience and obviously what you could have seen on the previous videos, even if you have a bunch of bombers, uh, they're not really that powerful against troops. So just bear in mind. Now, what I've noticed also when I'm fighting on the maps or when we start in a new map and I've got a couple of bombers, I always have at least one P-38 along with the bombers. Now, when you have a P-38 and you go in with the bombers against base, bear in mind, base will never aim at P-38. And by the way, this is the P-38, this one here. So yeah, you see, so this one is very powerful and it has got a very strong armor. And if you add this to the bunch of bombers, now once you attack in the base will never aim at that plane until the bombers are there. But when you've got some enemies and you want to fight the enemies, when you send a bunch of bombers with that, those troops will go very quickly. So I think it's a big mistake if you have a bunch of bombers and you don't have any other plane, then it's just gonna be difficult. So I always have at least one of those in my bunch of bombers. Obviously the map I'm working on at the moment, I don't really have them because I don't need them. There's not much happening here. But that's my suggestion. Now, how to fly them? I'm not quite understand. You mentioned that you're trying to fly it and you click on the base and it keeps attacking. So I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. So you're flying it exactly the same like any other troops, except he's flying around the spot you selected on, right? So for example, if you want to bring the plane closer, I suggest do not move your mouse. So for example, I want to bring it closer one by one, right? I mean step by step. So I'm here, so then I move over there and I click it. Then I move another one, click it, and then slowly it will fly over. Okay, you just need to bear in mind that the plane is higher than troops, and obviously you've got your shadow, and the shadow is not directly under where you selected. So always remember that. Now when you click on the base, now it doesn't matter where you click on the base, the game will recognize that you want to attack the base as long as there is a red circle. So like this one. You see? No matter where you click, the plane will go. Oh, hold on, sorry. Okay, don't go too far. The plane will go and will attack the base. Now, subconsciously people keep clicking on the entrance of the base, right? especially when you're starting. But you don't have to do that. You can click here, and when you have a bunch of bombers, like in here, it is very hard to coordinate with the bombers and Bredas. So when you've got a bunch of bombers and they're all selected, and when you're using the Breda, you need to once the group of Breda is gone, you need to retrieve the planes and then bring them back. And in order to do that, you need to have them all selected. So if you try to keep clicking on the entrance, by mistake, very easily you can deselect all of the planes, and now you need to quickly select them all again. And also, if you're using just the one, if you're using the planes and Breda as one account, then quite often you select all of them, and it's just you're gonna be all over the place. So if you have all the bombers selected, just keep clicking at the far end of the base. As long as you've got a red circle, then that's it. The bombers will be attacking the base around here. Okay? Yeah, so that's what it is about how to attack the base. Now, when there is a base which is in a war fog, okay? Now, if you fly over, if you click in here, the plane will fly over there, right? If you click anywhere here, well, it is still close to the flag, so it'll get shot. So you just have to be careful. Also, with the planes, the problem with the planes, or the difference between the planes and helicopters, is that if the helicopters find a spot and it starts shooting, it will stay in that spot, where the plane will be all over the place. And especially the jet ones. If the jet find the target, it'll be just flying all over the map around that target. So you just need to be careful with that. With jets also, my own experience is that you really need to have them all selected. If you have a bunch of jets and you're trying to attack someone and you deselect them by mistake, it's very hard to catch them. At the same time, if you attacking someone with jets, it is hard for the enemy to actually click on the jet. I mean, to select the jet to target the jet, because they're just all over the place. So it's very difficult. So it's a good thing on one side, but on the other side, it's obviously a bad thing. So yeah, just quickly, so that's your jet, which is my favorite plane. Okay, they're not so strong in terms of the armor, but they're the fastest, so that's why I like them. Then you've got this one is against trains. Now, I've made a video about them. To be honest, I don't think this is the plane you really want to make. They don't really, I mean, you really need a bunch of them to have any effect on trains, and they're very weak. So if you go against anti-air trains, I mean they're gonna go down very quickly. So it's only, I think, only if you scout the map and you notice that there is a bunch of B-12s, so like anti-base trains, kind of unprotected, right? And you want to get them down very quickly, then I would send those planes to get them down very quickly. And then perhaps they will be quite good for that. But other than that, they're just too weak. This plane, that's the plane against the troops. They didn't really use that. Again, in terms of flying, it's exactly the same like any other plane. Once start attacking, it will be flying all over the place. So that's about this one. Let me just check. Yeah, 37,000 against troops, right? So it's a quite powerful, but you know, I've used a few times only. Detect plane, that you will be using definitely. I mean, everyone used the detect plane. Obviously it will detect the spy units, and also will be shooting at them. It's not really powerful, but especially for helicopters it's quite good. This one, to be honest, I never use this plane. What's that? That is Heinkel. Comes in a group of 7, 600 power. You know, I don't know. I never used it. So you need to decide yourself. But again, in terms of flying, is exactly the same. I mean, every plane flies exactly the same. I mean, the same principle. So then you've got this plane here, Il-2. I can't pronounce that. Il-2 for me. Okay, a very popular plane for many people. Good against troops, but it's weak. This is quite often. You will find those planes quite often. This little white biplane, this is against helicopters. So very weak, but very effective against the helicopters. Now it's got a weapon range of 10, and I've got a feeling that when they're flying around the helicopters, their range is actually slightly higher than even perhaps helicopters. So when you've got a bunch of them, and when you've got a helicopters, and especially helicopters, what's they called? Let me just quickly check. Those ones, 265s. These are the helicopters good against air units, right? So if you have those helicopters and you send those planes, they will take care of them fairly quickly. Then we've got a Spitfire. Now the Spitfire is, I would say, it's equivalent to a jet, because it's also powerful. Let me just check. So the power is 2,500. Jet has also 2,500. The range is 12. This one, yeah. So it's basically a cheaper version of the jet, and it comes in a group of 7. So when you've got a problem with the enemy's planes, just make a bunch of them and they will take care of it. Okay? Then we've got this bomber, B-25. Now this is the bomber which is made for boats, and you can clearly see the difference. Now you can use it against other troops, because its weapon power is 1000 for other troops, which is still okay, but it's a 25,000 against boats. So if you have a bunch of boats you want to get rid of, you just make a couple of those and they will go very, very quickly. And this is pretty much the only unit which takes care of boats as quickly. So I would definitely recommend to have them or to use them. Then you've got U-87, and that's obviously the spy plane. I've made a video about them. To be honest, I would rather have a bunch of helicopters, the spy helicopters, than this plane. I don't know, it's just my personal thing. They're still okay, but they cost money, and the problem is that the moment you find near skinks, they will just go down too quickly. So yeah, it's not my really favorite unit. And then we've got the Halifax. Again, I've made a video about the Halifaxes. It's a kind of useless piece of plane, unfortunately. It's good probably for being a target, perhaps, but it's, you know, it's got ammunition of 25. Now I could, let me just go to this plane. So we've got the Ho 229, good against bases, same damage, and it's much faster, and we can use it for scouting. This one is just, I don't know. Personally, I don't like it. But again, to fly it is exactly the same. You just keep clicking on it, whatever you want, and it will fly, right? So I've prepared a bunch of troops, and these troops are designed against planes, and this is what you need to know. Now I had somewhere M16. Come on, where is M16? Oh, there it is. So obviously this is the weakest anti-air units. The range is only 8, so you know, if you see them, there's not too much of a worry. Skink is the worst enemy of plane because they've got huge range. Alright, then we've got Mole and T-34. Now they've got double range and they can shoot planes. They're quite strong in terms of weapon power, but they're not too strong in terms of armor, so yes, it shouldn't be a problem to take care of them. Then we've got M19. Well, the M19 is probably the most powerful troop against planes. It has double range if the plane is shooting, but what is most important is its power. Okay, M19, you've got 15,000 against planes, but it has 15,000 damage, but for the planes which are over 2,500 armor. So that means that its power against weaker planes is only 600. So it's, you know, it's not a big deal. I would definitely worry more about the skink. That probably is the biggest threat for the planes. And then we've got also the boat, anti-air boat, 1500 power. You know, again, if I see the boat, I'm not too worried, especially if you have a B-25. It will take care of it relatively easily. Okay, so what I want to demonstrate now is we're gonna bring those planes closer to the troops, and we'll give a go and try to destroy the troops, so you can see how this is gonna look like. Okay, let me bring them here. Okay. Let's park here. And let me bring this one here. Now, so obviously the skink is the first one which gonna start to shoot. And to show that, I'm gonna send over the largest, the strongest unit, 3750, 3750. So let's move this one first, right? So look, we put a Halifax, we fly closer, see how far this can shoot. Not yet. Oh, and that's it. 97, 96, 95, 94, 92, 91, 90, 89, and so on, right? So let's fly against M16. Oh, no, start shooting, sorry. Oh, and look at this one. 54, 49. And it's done. Okay, so now let's move. If we try to use this one is made against troops. So let's destroy the M16. Yeah, that's gone. It's got quite a big weapon power. Let's go against. Let's destroy M19. Oh no, maybe no. Let's move in here. Oh look, how quickly it got damaged. You see, so these are quite powerful. Okay, so now let's see how the little plane will do. Let's attack the skink. And it's gone. Okay, let's move the biplane 51 and let's attack skink. 50, 30%, 19, 3. Yeah, it shoots, but it's gone. So let's see the Spitfire. No, it's much better. 14, 3%. Gone. So let's move this one. $60, 50, 40%, 30, 14, 3, and it's gone. So the rest are relatively strong, so perhaps let's move the spy one. Now the spy one can actually come close without being spotted, but let's move towards the boat. Let's attack the boat. You need to come, so if you want to attack with the plane or I mean spy plane or helis, always get close, so click near the unit, right? And once it's closed, then you attack. Because if this is from far away and you start attacking, it'll start, well, it will appear quicker and it will have less time to attack the unit, yeah, once it's being shot. So once it's above it, click attack, and now you'll start attacking. 70-60%. No, but we've got this one. But you see how it's moving away, and now it's getting closer here, and now this one will shoot, and even this one. Okay, so now let's bring this plane. All right, now this is quite strong and the weapon range is quite high. Look, 97, 95. Oh, and that one is gonna, so that is gonna be, that is very powerful against. So let's make, no, don't shoot it at him. Alright, it's gone. So let's see the jet. Now the jet, because it's quite fast, we can actually get rid of, I'm pretty sure we can get rid of everyone. So we go to this one first. 80%, 70, 60%. Go to this one. Okay, and go to this one. 59%. 60, 40. Ah, this one starts shooting. This one got a large range. 18% left. So let's go with this plane against the boat. '82, '81, '80. Very slowly is going down. But this one has a quite big armor as well. So they're sort of similar. Well, let me move out of the way, and just to show you, let me bring the B-25, and you can see the difference now. Oh, come on. You see how long took the boat or took the plane to 30, 20, 10, 5, and it's gone. You see? So use the right tool for the right job. That's what's important. Now the bombers, well, you see on one of my videos how the bombers works. So yes, it's not much to show. So with the rest of them, oh, what is also important for you to know, if you fly to your airbase, any of the airbase, your planes will get repaired automatically, and you can have a bunch of them and they will be repaired. So if I fly in here, okay, once you park in here, you'll see this little plus sign popping out every now and then, you see? And now the planes will be getting healed. It takes time, but generally after you've taken few bases and your troops are weakened, you just leave them there, and you know, when you come back to the game, they're all back to 100%. So this is quite good to know. Now, other than that, I think this is it. I'm not really sure what else I can show you. Maybe one more thing. Now, if you have a warthog, right, and you fly a spy plane, right? So the spy plane will not start shooting at anyone unless you give the command to that plane. However, if I have a unit selected, I mean the spy plane selected, and I click in here, okay, and I click in here, but then when the plane comes over, it appeared that there was a group of, let's say, Bredas or whatever is in there. That plane will start shoot at them, and obviously once it starts shoot at them, it will appear and it can be easily destroyed. So this is very common. Well, it's not a mistake, but it's a sort of issue, because if you are scouting and you're only interested to see what's there, and I'm trying to fly nearby, but you know, even assuming there is a long-range flux and the detector tower and all of that, right? If I click in here and I know that it's a relatively safe place to do so, if they have troops in here and I click in there and I don't pay attention, it will pop out and it can get destroyed if they've got some skinks and other troops around it. So this is important to know. So when you are flying a plane, especially the spy one, try to see where you're clicking, and if you don't see where you're clicking, just always be aware that there might be a troop there. So once you click in here, just be ready straight away to click elsewhere in case there was troops there. All right, so I guess yeah, I guess that's it. I'm not quite sure what else I could explain, but yeah, I hope that will be useful. Leave the comments if you have any questions, so I can answer in a section in a comment section. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe and click the like button. Thank you.